comprised of a faculty member from each of Seton Hall's schools and colleges. The committee invited students with the highest grade point averages from each school and college to participate in this process. The students were asked to write and deliver an address that has led them to this moment. Glazov is a summa cum laude graduate with a degree in philosophy and a minor in music performance, and the recipient of the Philosophy Honor Citation. After graduating, he'll be working for Teach for America. Mr. Glazov.
Cardinal Tobin, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Board of Regents, Mr. Wright, President Behan, Provost Gora, deans, faculty, friends, family, and most importantly, my fellow graduates of the class of 2017. If there were words to describe what we're feeling right now, this mixture of joy, excitement, reflection, and profound pride, then I would use them. Today is our day, a day that we've strived for, a day that we've earned, and a day that will forever be sealed in memory. And it all feels a bit surreal, dreamlike even, resembling a kind of fairy tale. Here we are, seasoned veterans and hardened soldiers, and we're wearing these funny gowns and tassels, and I'm kind of expecting Dumbledore to be up here. And here we are, having eagerly waited to see our names inscribed like magic words on each bestowed degree. There's an overwhelming, palpable elation in the air. Look around. Right now we're soldiers, magicians, knights, characters in a story. And of course, we're pirates. Now as pirates, we're part of a crew. There are other characters in our story, without whom we would not be here. We are in essence the sum of our relationships and experiences. So reflecting back on these past years, I invite all of you to think of those people who defined you and helped you to set sail. There were supportive family members and friends, inspiring professors, priests on campus, other members of the Seton Hall staff and community. We are overwhelmingly grateful to many people. And so I ask you, fellow graduates, who is it that led you here? How have you become a pirate? And what voyage have you made? If you're like me, then you embarked as an anxious freshman. Together we felt the pressure to succeed. Simultaneously we harbored those lingering feelings of apprehension about the future. Well, back then none of us could foresee ourselves today, nor could we predict just how crazy, wonderful, and impactful our 4 years here would be. Even now, I can vividly remember sitting in my first class in faking. I was nervously avoiding eye contact with about 30 people. And for some curious reason, I remember the first lesson of that class. It was on myths and stories. And someone had shared a remarkable quote by G.K. Chesterton. Fairy tales do not tell us that dragons exist. They tell us that dragons can be beaten. And here we are in our own fairy tale, ready to embrace the challenges of the future and slay our metaphorical dragons. Throughout our years here, there have been people who believed in us unconditionally. We've learned to take risks and depend on others for strength. Through failure and success, we have learned the value of patience, dedication, courage. By meeting people of other faiths and backgrounds, we bask in the beauty of humanity. We've gathered in the heart of green at candlelit vigils, praying differently, praying together. And of course, we've avoided stepping on that beloved seal. Some of us have run out of meal swipes, somehow still surviving because of one generous lady. We've outlasted those vague 3 a.m. pirate alerts. We've all stood beneath those ringing Jubilee bells and felt our spines leave our bodies. And despite all the odds, we've banded together and we've found ourselves here. And now you're listening to some dude blabber on about fairy tales and dragons. We have met lifelong friends, and some of us have even fallen in love. In reflection, we find that, like those lessons gathered from all of our tales, we have learned that the world is ours to conquer, and that we are to be the heroes in the story of our lives. So now I ask you, fellow graduates, each and every one of you, will you be the hero in the story of your life? Will you face the world, meeting adversity with your sword in hand, exemplifying virtue and becoming the character that you wish to be? Will you defeat your dragons? Look, clearly I am not alone in the belief that we can and we will. And if our lives really are to be stories, then I think that today can be chapter 1. Now, as the writers and readers out there probably know, the beginning of one story often marks the culmination of another. And they probably also tell you that the greatest stories have the greatest endings. Both are true, and both are why we say farewell today. Not in sadness, but in gratitude and joy. The community of Seton Hall has inscribed in our hearts a lifelong mission to love and to serve. And now we will give back and bear witness to all that we have become. As nurses, who are my nurses? As business professionals, as teachers, social workers, artists, doctors, scientists, researchers, priests, diplomats, leaders, parents, and more. We will take on the world, and we will be the heroes that change it. We'll write books, discover cures, found charities, lead companies, and set new limits on what is meant by the term possibility. And through all of this, we will remain deeply conscientious of our roles as both humble servants and responsible leaders. So, fellow graduates, let the content of each of our futures be defined by the horizons of our present dreams. Let our voices and actions be strong against every injustice encountered along the way. Let our minds be steadfast, our hearts be open, and our spirits be willing. And then our lives will be like those of the greatest stories. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Thank you. Now it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. Ryan Duffy, a